Hello everyone, welcome to Matrix Uploaded. This is English and we're looking at reading and viewing. And specifically, we're focusing on figurative language. Figurative language and rhetorical devices are used to catch attention and persuade. And there are three examples there: simile, alliteration, repetition. A word or phrase is figurative if it is used other than in its literal or plain and ordinary meaning. Let's have a look at some figurative language, and we start with a simile. A simile is a direct comparison between two generally unlike things or actions which have a common quality. A simile is a figure of speech that says that one thing is like another different thing. And a simile is usually introduced by the words like, as, or than. A simile can be introduced by other words, so other comparative words that you may find as something as if, so, or as so. Most learners just know like and as, but there are other words that introduce a simile. The simile is used for vividness of expression. Let's have a look at the common patterns for a simile. You've got my gogo is as sweet as honey. So you've got the person, then you've got your verb is, as, your adjective, sweet, as, and then the noun, something. And that's a typical pattern for a simile. My teacher is as old as the hills. Now, are these great examples of fabulous writing? No, they're not, because they are cliched. A cliche is a phrase or opinion that is overused and shows a lack of original thought. It's a very predictable or unoriginal saying. So you must try to make sure that your similes in your writing are original. They are your own, they are different. Another example of a cliche, my mother is like a rock. So now we're using the same pattern, the person, the verb, but we're using like instead of as, and then we've got the comparison. We're comparing the mother to the rock. My sister is like a devil. My sister and I fight like cat and dog. Why are these called cliches? Because we've seen them so often. We've seen all of these before. Look at this one. The printer, let me try that again. The player sprinted as if devils were running after him. What we've got here is the as if structure. So you can use as if as well as. The children are noisier than a thunderstorm. So many students forget that than can introduce a simile. We're comparing the noise of the children to the noise of the thunderstorm and saying that they are noisier than a thunderstorm. Now, when you're given a simile, how do you approach it? Have a look at this one. Knowledge is like a star. Once you've found the simile, the first thing you need to do is to explain it. So you go, in this simile, something is compared to something else. So in this simile, knowledge is compared to a star. So what we've done is we have explained that simile. What do we do next? We need to look for the ideas associated with a star. Now, the ideas associated with a word are called the connotations of a word. So you're looking at the word star and you're looking for the connotations of star. I would suggest the following: bright, light, twinkling, up in the sky, above us, we have to look up, we have to reach up, we shall never be able to touch the stars. Now you say to yourself, what do knowledge and stars have in common? I'm now looking at the two things together. And you'd say something like this: in this simile, knowledge is compared to a star. That's your explanation. Now you continue. A star has a twinkling light, which we see when we look up. We always think of the stars as shining above our heads, but we can never reach the stars. So you've talked about the connotations of star. Now you're going to go to stars and knowledge. What does a star have in common with knowledge? Both knowledge and a star are associated with the idea of light. A star gives light in the sky on a dark night. Knowledge gives light to people who do not have knowledge. The darkness of ignorance, of not understanding, needs the light of knowledge. Let's put this into a sentence. In the same way that a star can give light on a dark night, so knowledge brings light to remove the darkness of ignorance. We're going to continue to look at figurative language in the next segment.